Hey there, it's Bootsowen here. This is a higher washing machine. I'm going to throw the ballast into it. It's all set up, ready for maximum destruction. Stay tuned. I've got it strapped on a pallet with a truck strap. This thing's not going to go anywhere. I've got it wired to the variac, so I'm going to bring the power up and leave it there. I have a feeling it's going to be loud, and I have a feeling it's going to fall apart. We're hoping for some maximum destruction today. Let's go. It's come off its suspension springs and the door has fallen off, but the thing has collapsed inside. So let's try it again without the ballast. I don't know. It's doing something really weird where it's doing this kind of glitching. I think it's got something to do with the motor being really badly wired with really bad carbon brushes. Let's see if we can go for full speed straight away. Doing the glitching again. I was hoping for a great smash. We're only getting halfway there. Let's go for full power with no load. Very strange. So in there's a bit of rubber caught. It must be one of the hoses from the bottom or something that when it went around it got caught. So I'm going to get a crowbar or a hammer and see if I can free it up again, because it might go again. It's all a bit stuck. So there's the hole it made, pretty big, and the rubber, if you can see in there, was the inlet fill. So it spins again, so let's see if it works again. I think it peaked too soon. Let's see. That weird glitchy motor thing, look. Hasn't blown the fuse. It's still trying to turn. Power's off. It should go again. I think the whole drum is twisted sideways inside, that's why it's rocking on one side. I'm going to put the brick in first and then put the power back on. So weird. Never a good sign, the belt's come off. Got it disconnected now. Doesn't look happy in there. Completely collapsed. Can I get it back on its suspension springs? Let's find out. It's very heavy. There we go, it's one side up. Very heavy. Where's the other spring? Motor's seen better days. Here it is. Try. Let's see if we can get this belt back on. Okay, I'll strap it back together and we'll go again. I'm going to turn on the power and put the brick in, then we're ready to go. It's live, get the brick in. Okay, let's bring up the power. Spin it up without the brick and throw it in again. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like the brick. Motor's still working. You hear that banging? Motor's still working. Weird. It's off again. One more time. Off again, on again. There you go. The higher washing machine, washer dryer. It's collapsed again off the springs on one side. It's plugged out. Let's take a little tour and see what's happened. Get the strap off first. Okay, first thing that happened that made it get stuck was this rubber hose here. This one here got sucked in through its attachment when that ballast went in. This hole here ripped up and got caught, the rubber got caught and that jammed it. It'll work with no load. It's still spinning, but it's quite stiff actually. You can see the gap between the tub and the drum, it ain't right. This was broken beforehand, this rubber up on top, but now it's sheared a lot of the way around. Most of the way around. It's come off or it's sheared. Pretty neato really. Let's get it off there. I don't think this would help it work any better. See some scrape marks in here, quite a few in there, sides quite bashed out. I think that spider's knackered in there. I'm almost interested to take it apart to get the cast iron spider off just for fun, but that's kind of trouble I don't need. Could do it though. This motor's taking a bash. That's the fan motor for the tumble dryer element up on top. Let's have a look underneath. There's no ballast in it, of course. So it's quite light. It's broken my pallet. That's where the motor pounded through. The motor, yeah, it's a bit cracked, a bit damaged. Just the little bits of corners came off it there, nothing major. Shock absorber has seen better days. Once it came off the suspension spring, it just fell flat on its face. This motor, it's kind of dead, isn't it? I'm not sure why it does that pulsing thing. I don't know what it's doing. The commutator bar, the commutator ring, it's pretty scorched out. This motor was pretty much dead. Burnt right down to the end of a brush and then probably arced a few times, and it was quite arky and sparky whenever I started with it. So it's a wonder that it worked at all, but it did. It's my cable tied on there. Use that cable again. Okay. Not sure what else to tell you other than this one's dead. I'm going to strip it down because I want to get the cast iron spider off the back and just have a go at doing that. Just stay with me. That's pretty interesting. There isn't much I can do with this. I wondered if there'd be parts I could salvage off it, but it's all potted in jelly, like LG boards I've seen. I think LG, something like that. It's a shame. It's quite well made. Let's see if that means anything to anyone. HZN. There's some numbers, made in Changzhou. It looks very well made, but the fact that it's put into a load of jam, like there's probably 5mm, if you see there under my thumb, probably 5mm of jelly there. Can't do anything with it. So maybe you could take that switch off, but even, don't know, scrap. You don't often see twisties like this used to hold wires on in a washing machine nowadays. In fact, that's what they're using the whole way through the machine in a lot of places. Okay. So little twisties like this, just a piece of wire, like you tie freezer bags with, you don't often see them getting used in washing machines, but in some ways it's quite nice because it means you can just open and close it. A lot of times nowadays they have these pop-in cable ties that are real trouble if you want to reuse any parts. There's a control board in here. Easiest way of getting it out. Now this may have been, yeah, it was definitely slightly damaged in there. Not so bad though. But because it's cased in plastic, the components on the board should be reusable if I can get to them. Let's just disconnect all of this hardware. This one again is covered in some kind of jam, just a little bit on the surface, but you can see it there. So you could desolder the big components probably, but it is dipped in something. There's a motor controller there. Maybe it's not, maybe that's a power thing. Don't know. I'll put this with my other boards because you never know when it comes in handy. A couple of relays, more relays inside. Little relays. Capacitor, coil. Don't know what that is, and I'm struggling to see a number. TS15P07G. And this little one here. Can't see without taking it off. Not right now. Maybe I can. There we go. BTB16. Can't see what number, maybe 800, maybe 600, something like that. BTB16, a lot of washing machines have that, so that's what's controlling the power to the motor. A few other bits and bobs in there. Yeah, I'll set that aside and hang on to it. There's a model code on it. It is a higher model. AKO. So I want to see if I can tip this drum out now. I think the back and the front are held together with pop rivets. I'm not sure how it comes out. Let's see. Take everything out of the way, it might come out. Easier to work with. Get the motor off first. We get this flywheel off the back, not flywheel, pulley off the back. Way around. That's tight. That's very tight. There we go. Belt off. Come back. So there's the motor. Took a bit of beating on that end. Damage to the aluminium casing, but it was dead anyways. Not much to do with that. It just gets recycled. Pulley. These nuts and bolts have an appearance not like anything you'd normally see. Bit of a domed top on it there. You wouldn't normally see that. Holding the suspension brackets on. Shock absorbers. This looks like it's held on from inside. There's 3 little nuts in there, but it looks like they're screwed through from the inside. Not seen that before. The drain out hose. That's it. It's pretty gruesome in there, actually. God, that's dirty. Yikes. People have their own ways. Who am I to judge them? Big washer on there, look. Took a bit to put that right. Big torque screws like that. 2 more. So really, if I wanted to get the washing machine drum out of here, I could have just done that by opening this screw down here. Can you see that? Let's have a look. So this screw here, but it's all bent now, so that's going to be fun to get the front off. I can always just cut it with a saw. So there's the cast iron spider with the bearings inside, one on each side. The bearings are probably okay. There's the shaft on the back of the drum. Next up, just taking off this plastic thing. It's like the unit that gets the water when it's drying, I think. Some little nuts there. Don't know how I want to get these out. They're all bent up. There we go. Smash it in. Maybe not. This one. This fan blower off the top. How's it held on? A couple of big screws going through there. Yeah. Okay. Couple of big screws. What size would you say they are? 15s, 13s? $13. Not too bad. Dryer unit. Okay, and just this bit on the front here needs a hex key. Looks like a number 5 up here. This ain't gonna work. It might be easier to cut it. We'll see. How bent this is. It's all bent. It's coming out though. That's it, I think that's the end. Yeah. I need to saw it out. Faster. The front off, the drum out. You ever doubted what people were like? Look at the filth in there. All the bottom's black. God knows what that is. Like sand and dirt. Yuck. It's a bit of a mess. It's as much as I'm going to do. got the drum out. It's too bad. It's really, well, it's not too bad to use as a fire pit. You could use it as a fire pit. It's seen better days. Oh, look. Didn't know that. That was why. Oh, look at that. Maybe that was wrong with it already. Maybe it was the brick, but the spider's cracked in 2 places. See here and see here. That was worth the wait. Yikes. Well, that's it, dead. Broken spider. You can see where it was clattering there off the inside when I was running the brick through it. Wow. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you later.